Sup peeps, my name's Ian. I sell books on eBay. It's Monday morning. I've got a few orders to get packed up and out the door. Not a lot else to talk about right now because Monday morning's always a wee bit hectic. I've got all the Sunday stuff to get finished up and done, and I need to get to the Royal Mail drop off before 10 o'clock in the morning because I've got a couple of big parcels that simply won't fit in the parcel box, and I don't want to have to queue for like half an hour at the post office just to drop off a couple of parcels. So I'm going to get cracked on with that whilst we have a chat today. And hopefully, if I actually use the microphone, you'll be able to hear me. Excellent. Right, first up we have 3 Les Pichons pitching Tom Gates books. Genius ideas, absolutely fantastic, and extra special treats. So like I say, I'm going to pack these as we chitter and chatter and just, you know, let the day take care of itself from there, really. What else has been happening? So it's been a bit of an interesting weekend. I say I have been trying to pick up as much stock as possible over the last few days. Not more than usual, but well, maybe it is a wee bit more than usual. Trying to avoid the riskier purchases. Risky, it's not risky because they're so cheap, but the stuff that ends up sitting in a pile for ages until I've got the capacity to get it listed, sticking to the bread and butter bits and pieces, which seems to be going quite well, and keeping an awareness of how little space I have to do all of these things in. It's been a not bad month. The daily sales average has crept up ever so slightly, so I think we finished last month, sales were about 160 something a day, so that's, you know, let's say it slowly creeps up. This month sales have averaged, as of yesterday, I think we're £174 a day, so again that's pretty good. I am not going to complain about that. It's going in line with expectations, so as I gradually increase my overall stock, those daily average sales creep up and creep up. Anyway, that's Liz packed up, 2 kilos, and then we can move on to a little single book, which was really, I'm never organised these days to do this. This should all be in order. So I pick it in order, so it should be in order. But something has changed. And it's not it either. One moment. It was exactly where it was supposed to be. What We Did by Natalie Chandler. So I was looking for a red spine because it's a red cover, but it ain't. Yeah, caught me out. So yes, got that one there to pack up. That has sold £6.80. Right. Oh, microphone gets tangled in the bubble wrap. So let's get this one packed up. Still trying to work out if I'm getting any benefit sales wise from the eBay Awards shortlisting thing. The week before the shortlist came out, I averaged £175 a day. The week after it came out, I've averaged £177 a day. So it's been an increase, but typically when it gets to the end of the month, there's an increase in sales anyway. It's usually good sales right at the end of the month, right at the start of the month, a quite significant lull right in the middle, and then the other bits in the middle sit about average. So I'm not really sure if it's had any impact. I don't have a previous similar year to compare it to or anything, but it feels like it's been nice and consistent, which is always a good feeling when you think, right, okay, I know I'm going to have whatever coming in, another one packed, so that you can kind of plan ahead in what you're doing. Right, this next order is a little bit tasty, just a little bit tasty. It's I picked them up without knocking everything else over. A nice bundle of Anne McCaffrey, 11 books in total. Got a mix of some hardcovers, some paperbacks, even a largish paperback thrown in there. So Anne McCaffrey, I've picked up quite a few of these. Over the last few weeks, I've picked up a couple of biggish bundles. I've got another wee stack to get listed actually that I just picked up over the weekend. And it's a listing that is beginning to gather momentum now. So I want to find more and more and more of them and keep that momentum going. But for now, I need to get this lot packed up. So I'm going to do it in a couple of different loads and then bag them and bind them together. So we'll start off with the papier backs. So let's get my bubble wrap up. I know you can't see what I'm doing, just the way I've got it all angled out. But we sit our bubble wrap down. It's on the floor and it unrolls to where it's going to go. And then we find a kind of even match on the stacks of the books. Put them down side by side so that it's all fairly even. Let's take that one out of there, put that one over there, stick that one on there, and then put that one on the top. So we end up with a stack that looks like that. The one across the top makes it easier to get them wrapped in the bubble wrap. So bubble wrap on, pinch up the sides, and then you just lift it, turn it over, and put it down again. And you can do that a couple of times just to make sure that you've got them nicely, securely, safely all bubbled up. See, sometimes, good noise, sometimes I use more bubble wrap than others, but I do make sure that no matter what I'm sending out, that they're all equally well packaged. So whether it's a £20 book or a £2 book, I want them to get there in the condition that they left me. So that sometimes requires a wee bit more wrapping than others, just depending on, you know, the total shape and size of what the package is going to be. This is a bit heavier, so we'll get a wee bit more protection at the corners. It's hetera, so if it does head towards the floor, then they're going to be protected. They're not going to get all dented in. So into a bag. Right. Sometimes I would stick these all in a cardboard box, or make a cardboard box to stick them all in. But I'm not doing that today because it's just not quite a big enough load to justify doing that. But three hardcover books, wrap them separately, and they will go in a bag as well. Then it's just a case of taping it all together, and you have your final package. So I shall pause this video whilst I'm taping them all together, because it makes a heck of a racket, doesn't it? It is not a good sound, brown tape ripping off the reel. So let's get these into the bag. And then I will do that and come back to you. Does that sound like a plan? There you go. That's that lot bagged up, and now I shall tape them together. Job done. a wee 3 kilo package. Right, what have we got next? It should be Richard Osman. Yes, it is. And Dickie Boy is here. 3 Richard Osman paperbacks. So what did they sell for? £9.99. 3 paperbacks, £9.99. £3 each plus £3.99 postage. But it's buy 2 get 1 free, which works out as £9.99 for 3 books, which is not a bad little deal. I've picked up quite a few of the titles other than Thursday Murder Club. They're everywhere. I actually stopped picking them up. I had so many of them, and just grabbed the books that came after that. The Man Who Died Twice, The Bullet That Missed, and The Last Devil to Die, I think is the new one it's called. Never quite remember. And because I picked up a few of those later books, they tend to be selling in bundles along with the Thursday Murder Club. So I'm now running slightly low on the red one that people want to read. Yeah, that's exactly what I meant to say. So I have started grabbing them again when I see them. You know, back when I started all of this, I wasn't as fussy with condition. I have to be perfectly honest. It was like, oh, that might sell, I'd better buy it just in case I can sell it. Now I'd only pick up books that are that common if they were in excellent condition, and plenty of them are. It's not difficult to find books in that good nick. So that is my main aim. Look for those in very good nick and nothing else. Now, this microphone cable is really beginning to annoy me. It just keeps jumping into my bubble wrap. Next we've got, let's get the bubble wrap ready first before I pick up the book, which is the way to do it. I keep doing it elsewise whilst talking to you guys. We have Isaac Asimov, The God Themselves, and this is a first print paperback from 1973, so 51 years old, and look how clean that is. There ain't many 50-year-olds looking that good, I do not think. A wee bit of mottling, but that's what you get when you're this old. Yeah, other than that, really good nick, and that sold for £9.99. So yeah, that's one of those books that, if you take inflation and etc. into account, has held its value over the years. No, nice wee book. Vintage sci-fi in good condition, sells for reasonable money. Even slightly more common titles such as that one, that condition is quite exceptional. And actually, it's one of these things, you can get more money than what I got for that. So it was £6 plus £3.99 postage. You can get a bit more than that, but I have to keep things moving. For titles such as that, where they're unique one-offs, then I tend to underprice them slightly, because I just want them to sell as fast as possible, get them out the door and keep them going. Although get moving books fast can still mean months, let's be honest. And I don't mind doing that. It's like I say, cash flow, that's kind of key to everything. But I do get a bit more for some of my more modern single titles that sort of sell. So it kind of balances out from that point of view. Yeah, and I just want to make money, man, you know. Next, we've got a big bundle of Michael Connolly. How many were there in total? 10 of them in total. Let's get my bubbles up before I lift up any of the books. Through the veil. Bubble wrap onto the bench in front of me. Pick up a big pile of Michael Connolly books, hardcover, large paperback, and the rest are all just standard paperbacks. £23.99 for that lot, which is nice. And now I'm just going to wrap them up. This will take a minute. that took way longer than it should have. I bagged them up and then decided, actually no, I want them card wrapped. So I had to card wrap them as well. But just, I mean, that's like getting up towards 5 kilos for that. So although it's fewer books than the Anne McCaffrey bundle, it's a lot heavier. So I just want to make sure that it's well protected. So 5 kilos, where's it going? OX5. Fantastic, right. Let's stick that in a bundle down there. Next time on, we have a couple of single books coming up. First one is Edna O'Brien, The Country Girls Trilogy. I'm assuming it's a trilogy. You know what I'm saying? What did that sell for? £6.99. Nice big chunky paperback. That'll make a good little summer read for someone. So stick it in some bubbles. And off it goes. Now, as I was saying, it's been a kind of busy, interesting week this last few days. Obviously the whole eBay Awards thing has been on my mind. It's one of those little teases. We're just thinking about the potential benefits of winning something like that. Really would, you know, it would absolutely change the business. On big business levels, it's a £10,000 prize for the business. Not like cash in your pocket, it is for the business. So a big business, 10 grand is nothing. Maybe a wee bit of extra advertising budget or get you a couple of bits of extra stock. But it's not a significant amount of money for big business. But I am a very, very small business. And being a very, very small business, £10,000 is it's a couple of months revenue. Let's be honest. Not a couple of, much more than a couple of months profit, but it is an extra couple of months revenue coming in, and it would enable me to transform. So with that in mind, I start getting speculative. You know, your head goes into what if mode. So having a look in the local area for available units, which there's a few which would allow me to increase what I've got, which would be kind of affordable at the moment. It would mean getting into them, expanding fast, which stock is available to do that, to, you know, double, treble up quite quickly. And it would be within the kind of monthly business profit affordability. It would mean potentially no wages for a month, so I'd have to do an awful lot of Amazon shifts round and about the business to keep that all going. But it would be doable. However, that's Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee. £6.69. I forgot to show you that as I was packing it. Yeah, so the month to month costing to do that is within current affordability, just, but it costs a lot more money up front to be able to do that. You know, you've got your deposits, you've got legal fees, all sorts of wonderful things, and that is cash that just does not exist in this business at the moment. So that injection, if it happened, would facilitate making that move. So that would be fantastic. But that's all just fantasy. I do bring myself back down to earth, and one of the comments on a video this week kind of reminded me why. I can't remember who it was. My hands are too full to go and check. But it was, you know, especially when you look at past winners and you look at a few of this year's shortlisted YouTubers, online resellers, and it's like, so it should be called the YouTube Awards rather than anything else, and I kind of get that point. However, There's two things to take into account when thinking, well, it's biased towards YouTubers as such. First thing is that public vote only accounts for half of the kind of final competition. So half of it comes from a public vote and half of it comes from the eBay judges. We've got 5 Harlan Coben, a couple of hardbacks and some paperbacks, $14.99. So yeah, there's a judge panel and there's the public vote. So it's a 50-50 split. So if you've got a huge social media following, then you have the potential to absolutely hammer it on a public vote, which could edge it no matter what in your favour. So social media following, not YouTube following, social media following. When you look at YouTube followings, they're actually quite small. I think Jean-Luc, who won last year, I think it was this category, he's 35,000, I want to say, YouTube subscribers. Obviously way more than my 1,500. But he's a young guy. It's him and his girlfriend that have the business. I need to weigh this. 17. And they are on all the social media platforms. You know, your Instagram, your TikTok, your whatever the rest of them are called. And that makes a massive difference. For 35,000 followers on YouTube, I'm guessing he's got 6-figure followers across the other platforms. And that is probably a lot more relevant than a YouTube following. YouTube is a platform where you get a chance to make a wee video and say, look, we're in the eBay Awards, or we're in this and we're doing that, and this is why you should consider us. You can do that on YouTube, but that isn't limited to current YouTubers who have 100 followers or 100,000 followers. Anyone can go into YouTube and make a video and post it and share it with whatever followers they've got elsewhere. And some of the businesses that are on lined up they may not have a YouTube presence as such, but their other social media followings are massive compared to like some of my 1,500 YouTube subscribers. So keeping that in mind, there's YouTube as a social media promotional tool is pretty insignificant compared to what most savvy millennials, Gen Ys have on their other social media accounts. I mean, I know people, normal people, who have more friends on Facebook than I have subscribers on YouTube. And YouTube is really the only social media platform that I use. I do have a Facebook account. It's like, I don't even know if I've got 100 friends on it. I think I've got an Insta account. I don't think I've ever posted on it. I'm not sure, can't remember. TikTok, nah, none of these things. So I'm certainly missing a trick there. But those that are using that will absolutely trounce me in their ability to get out there and garner support from the wider public. So yeah, being realistic about it, it's not the YouTube Awards, it is the eBay Awards. And social media in promoting your business is huge. An online business, it is key and it is essential. Sorry, 4 Denzel Merrick paperbacks, $12.99. If you don't do that, you ain't going to win the game at all. It is entirely necessary to expand your little online business. So yep, anyone who uses social media, James Hamilton Patterson, Cooking with the Nebranca, $6.99. If you're using social media, which you should be if you've got any kind of online business,
then you're going to absolutely smash it compared to people like me who don't. So yeah, there's lessons to be learnt in that, but I've never really liked the whole social media thing. It's not for me. So I've never embraced it fully, other than to have my little chats with you guys on here. So yeah, I think saying it's the YouTube Awards is harsh. Looking at, as I say, if you go in and look at some of the other shortlisted businesses across all the categories who do not have a YouTube presence as such, they've got huge followings elsewhere on social media where they will garner way more support from that point of view. So yeah, being realistic, I ain't winning this award, but it's been fantastic to even be shortlisted. It just kind of validates what I've been trying to do over the last year or so. But having a YouTube channel with 1,500 subscribers really don't give me no advantage. It would need to be backed up by an awful lot else for that to be the case. Right, seems we're getting to the end of this. Oh, we've had another sale. That's what I'm saying. Wait a minute, why is there another load of books there? 3 Colleen Hoover, £10.99, hardcover and 2 paperbacks. So yeah, social media is massive. If you don't promote your business every way you can, then more fool you, or in this case, more fool me. Because there's plenty of opportunities out there to do that. A lot of the people I watch, they sell on Instagram and all these other platforms, as well as on eBay. And you look at, again, John Luke, who won last year. I think it seems like most of his business he now does on TikTok. So, not TikTok, on Whatnot, I should say. So they've found products and something that works very well for them as a business to sell on that platform, which gives them a much steadier, better stream of income than just relying on eBay. And again, that's something else that if I had the space, I would be able to take a lot more seriously. I've dipped my toes into Whatnot, and I like selling that way, it's good. But with having no space spare, it means a lot of time moving things about just to be able to facilitate a sale. So if I want to get through a couple of hundred books, I have to move a couple of hundred books from somewhere else to pull them all out into space so that I can then be able to run through the sale. If they all sell, that's absolutely fine, but they don't. And that's a given. You're not going to sell everything that you put up, which means that I've then got to move all other stuff back and put them back where they were to keep things organised. Otherwise, it just ends up chaos very, very quickly. So the time required to do that at the moment is not worth the the Whatnot sales that you get out of that. And that's why I've not been back on yet. I will be, let's say, once I've got that capacity to do so. But for now, I'm just leaving it alone until it makes sense. Anyway, that's been just like a mad ramble for half an hour, so apologies. If you've stuck in this far, well done you. I am going to go and grab the final order that has come through before I go to the post office, which is a bundle of 8 Stephen Booth books for $22.99. So you're not going to see them, but I am still going to go and grab them and pack them, and then I'm off to the post office. Anyway, I might be back later, probably not because it's a busy day, so no doubt I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye.